Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised. Coming up on Animal Cop Tuesday.
Oh my God, look at... Oh Lord.
An owner's cruel neglect leaves a puppy with a life-threatening head injury.
Infection times 100 is going to happen here. I don't know what can be done.
And there's a battle to give a forgotten champion a second chance at life.
It's very serious right now. That could be life-threatening for sure.
103 base, 97 at 3044.
Houston SPCA investigator Debbie Michelson is on the road following up on a routine call.
Right now I'm on my way to residence to do a follow-up on a report of 7 skinny dogs on the property. I posted a notice regarding food, water, shelter, and to provide vet care. To my knowledge, as of this day, none of that's been accomplished.
Michelson has arranged for Deputy Constable Christine Kendrick to meet her at the scene.
Come here, Mama.
And they're about to get a shock.
Come here. Look at, oh my God, look at.
Oh Lord.
One of the dogs has suffered a serious head injury.
I would assume that what caused it was one of these bigger dogs getting hold of his skull and just ripped the top of it off. I mean that white on the top is skull. That's not skin or anything. That's the dog's skull. It makes me mad. It's just there's no sense in it whatsoever.
A routine follow-up call has just become an emergency. The dog needs immediate help.
This one's going right now. I got all the probable cause I need. Unbelievable. There's just no excuse for this.
The police can lawfully seize an animal without a warrant if it's in danger of imminent death. Michelson heads to the van to grab a crate, but Kendrick's worried that it could already be too late.
Just infection times 100 is going to happen here. I don't know what can be done. Totally uncalled for. He's very scary, although, he would bolt if he had the chance. He feels confined. He's stiff and he wants down. He doesn't know what's going on. I doubt he's ever been handled by people. He's very scared and timid of the dogs as well as myself. This isn't a dog that's been loved and taken care of.
The owner isn't home, and Michelson's struggling to understand why she hasn't done anything to help the dog.
We've heard that the owner just left the property, within, the last half an hour or so, and the dog obviously is injured pretty severely, and as you can tell, she hasn't taken it with her. So I don't believe that she's trying to get it any treatment.
Kendrick's unsure which dog caused the injury, and she's concerned about the safety of the other 2 puppies that are also in the yard.
I know, I've got food for you.
They're underweight and in desperate need of medical attention.
Hi, Pumpkin.
I want to get the puppies out of here right now, get these guys back to the veterinarian, and then I can go get the warrant for the older dogs.
It's an emergency to get these out of here now.
The injured dog and the puppies are loaded up. But just as they're about to leave,
Oh, yeah, okay.
They're after the other little puppy. Well, go!
Baby.
there are still 5 dogs in the yard. Michelson and Kendrick can't be sure which one is the aggressor.
Which one of y'all did this to my baby? Yeah, you're all wet. They got you. Did they get you? Okay.
So they remove another dog, hoping to prevent more injuries.
This other little smaller one, maybe from a previous litter like these are, was getting beat up on a little bit. It's got some moisture on it, like it has been possibly attacked. So we just didn't want to leave it here. One of the other big brown ones is trying to attack them, thinking that there's still some more food around. They're obviously hungry.
The team decides to split up.
Ready? Gonna go up 59?
Yeah. Then I'm gonna go meet the judge and get the warrant.
While Michelson heads to the shelter, Kendrick will go straight to the courthouse to obtain a seizure warrant for the remaining dogs.
It's an emergency situation at this point with this dog.
Michelson arrives at the shelter with a severely injured dog.
Okay, case number 6259.
And after securing the warrant, Kendrick's not far behind. It's a sobering sight for Dr. Kedra Carvin.
I would assume that it was extremely painful to have, you know, a big chunk of your muscle ripped off of your head, especially, you know, if you couldn't do anything about it, and then just to sit there and not have pain meds and antibiotics just to deal. So I'm pretty sure he was in a lot of discomfort and probably still is in some discomfort as well.
It's really shocking. You know, I was going over there to check to see if she had provided vet care or the conditions had changed from the previous time. I mean, they were all thin, but nobody was really injured. And to come up and see, you know, a dog that you're going back to check on has now gotten a lot worse, you know. I mean, this is, I just can't imagine just pretty much being scalped, having your head ripped open. And then the way they were to probably be constantly still fighting for food with the other more aggressive, bigger dogs.
Michelson has named the dog Shelly. She needs to determine how long ago Shelly sustained the injury and whether or not the owner would have had a chance to get her treated.
I can see where some of it is still like liquidy. How old do you think this is, this wound on the head?
It doesn't seem that old, maybe a week or less.
But it's something that you would obviously notice.
Yes.
And it
something
didn't just
I always
happen in the
notice.
last 20 minutes because the lady
No.
was supposedly at the house
No,
20 minutes before we got there.
no, it didn't happen
And
in the
then
last
just
20
left.
minutes.
Well, from a legal standpoint, this is just, it's neglect. I mean, it's not like you can miss that wound. They saw what was going on, and they heard these dogs fighting in the backyard. They knew that there was an issue, and they chose not to do anything about it. So it's definitely cruelty, and I'm hoping to be able to get a torture charge for this. Lack of care is a Class A misdemeanor, and torture would be considered a felony.
If convicted of animal torture, the owner could face jail time. But the immediate priority now is to get the dog the medical care she needs. Dr. Carvin administers antibiotics to help heal the wound and takes blood to check for infections. Shelly is then taken to radiology for an x-ray. She's only a few months old, so she's not as resilient as an adult dog. A fractured skull could be fatal. The x-rays will determine her future.
No fractures, which is a good sign for the dog, for her. So the brain should be completely fine. It's just going to be getting the muscles and the skin on top to heal. And with the dog being so young, you know, just a slight puncture to the head probably could have cracked the skull because she doesn't have anything protecting her skull right now. So I would say we got her in time, especially if the bigger dogs were kind of being food aggressive. They could have bit her one more time, and that probably could have been her skull this time and not just the muscle off of her skull. So no skull fracture, so that's good news.
Come here, baby. I'm going here with your buddy.
Shelly's given a comfortable bed to rest in, while Dr. Carvin evaluates one of the puppies rescued from the same location. The results of the exam will provide the information the team needs to treat the dogs and provide Kendrick with the evidence she must have to pursue a criminal case against the owner.
Yeah, what's time to do? 3. We're looking for anything that says they've been neglected, mistreated, or just not taken care of. He has some old bite wounds on his head, but he also has some hair loss around his eye. He has fleas. He just looks unkept, you know. He's kind of scruffy. He has a lot of dry patches and some thinning hair.
They were scared, and there was a lot of other dogs running around. Here, I don't know if it's just because they're, you know, a little intimidated or whatnot. They're definitely not aggressive. They're friendly enough.
Most likely they were probably fighting for food because most of their wounds are around the head area. So it's probably a bigger dog while they were trying to eat came and kind of bit them on their head to make them move so they can get the food. You know, it's as easy as separating the puppies from the bigger dogs to feed them, making sure there's plenty of bowls and enough food out there, you know, and then they could have kept their weight on.
The puppies are reunited with Shelley, and after a traumatic day, they're finally safe. Coming up next,
Are you ready?
the Houston SPCA team rounds up the rest of the neglected dogs from a backyard.
These two are going to be the more aggressive one.
Come on, bud. Come on. There you go.
Investigator Debbie Michelson and Deputy Christine Kendrick are back at a property where they rescued a seriously injured dog and some puppies from a neglectful and absent owner.
We're back at the property that we were this morning, and now I have a warrant. So I'm going to post the warrant, and we'll remove the rest of the dogs off the property.
We want to make sure that we get all the animals to make sure that they don't end up suffering the same fate that the ones earlier did.
They have to be cautious. At least one of the dogs is known to be aggressive. And Chief Investigator Charles Jansen has joined the team to coordinate the rescue.
Debbie's going to show you how to set up in the backyard. I'm going to go over here to block this one that'll jump the fence.
They said that the mama dog kills a bunch of cats, but
Which one?
this one right here. These two are going to be the more aggressive one.
The dogs are nervous and are hiding. They'll need to use catch poles to secure them safely.
Currently, all the dogs are kind of backed into a corner. The dogs are not real socialized, and we're strangers in their territory, so they're a little skittish right now. Are you ready?
Kendrick and Jansen will encourage the dogs out of their hiding place, and Michelson will attempt to secure them.
All right, Debbie, get ready, because the other black and brown one's going to come out from this end.
All right, go ahead and pull that dog out.
That one's behind her. Here. You got that over there?
Yeah. You got it?
It's okay, baby.
You want this
Pull that
up?
lawnmower out.
Let's go back. Come on. It's okay.
The dogs are fearful, and it's clear they're not used to human contact. Michelson tries to reassure them.
It's okay. Shh. It's okay. Shh.
Hold on a second. Hold on, this is all bound up.
There we go. See, now looky there. That wasn't so bad. Get ready.
Easy, easy, darling.
One of the dogs has retreated to the back corner of the porch.
Easy, easy. Release him.
In the front yard, Kendrick is making friends with one of the older dogs. She seems to be in good shape, and Kendrick suspects she might have learned how to escape the confines of the yard to scavenge for food.
She seems to have fared better than the others at this point. She's got much better body weight than the other dogs, but she's been running free out in the neighborhood, so I'm sure she has access to food that the ones in the back don't.
One more to go. Easy.
Move.
Come on, bud. Come on. There you go.
After nearly an hour, the last of the dogs is secured. They can now be transported to the Houston SPCA hospital, where they'll receive full medical evaluations and a decent meal.
We'll take them all to the shelter, get them looked at, and then we'll see her in court.
A custody hearing on all the dogs will be scheduled in the next few days.
I'll meet you there.
In North Houston, a horse is in desperate need of help. After speaking to the owner, Deputy Ricky Baker from the Harris County Livestock Division has called in the Houston SPCA.
We asked the owner, upon finding out who the owner is, we asked him to tell him that the horse needed to be seen by a veterinarian. And he was acting like he was going to comply with going to the vet, but I think that if we'd have left the scene and left him to take the horse to the vet, that it would have never made it there.
Animal cruelty investigator Tricia Price is glad he called. The horse is in really bad shape and needs immediate treatment.
He's got a wound on his hind leg where he's being tied out with a rope, and it's caused a rope burn on there that's gotten into the flesh. The horse has got some wounds on it right in here and there. There's a place over here on him. He's underweight. You should never be able to see this part. Right here you can see the ribs. Shouldn't be able to see ribs on him.
The owner recently bought the horse, not realizing the responsibility he was taking on. But when the horse's health began to deteriorate and the police got involved, he decided to do the right thing and surrender him.
Should be a good boy.
The team doesn't believe he's been intentionally cruel, but they want to get the horse to the shelter right away before it gets worse.
He was trying his best, but just don't have the complete knowledge on how to get the horse back into shape it needs to be in.
I think that the expense was probably getting too much for him. So he is signing the horse over, and we're going to get it back into the shelter and get some much-needed vet care. He'll be a beautiful guy once he gets some weight on, gets those injuries healed up. This is going to be a good day for him. It's going to be a fresh start.
The horse's name is Gunther, and it appears he hasn't had any TLC for a long time.
Is that the spot? Yeah. Does that feel good? A lot of horses don't like their heads messed with, but he actually is enjoying being rubbed on and loved on. He's going to make somebody a really good horse.
Gunther's struggling to put weight on his injured leg, and it's clear he's in pain. The trailer arrives to transport him back to the shelter, where the vets can conduct a full examination. Dr. Frank Schumann suspects the weight loss could be caused by a problem with Gunther's teeth.
He's very sweet, aren't you, boy?
But when he goes to examine Gunther's mouth, he makes a surprising discovery.
If they're thoroughbred, they get tattooed on their upper lip.
That means he ran on the track.
It means he was a racehorse at one time.
Not too long ago.
No, not too long ago, because he's not all that old.
At one time, Gunther would have been a highly valued asset on the track, but it seems those days are long gone.
We see more than our fair share of thoroughbreds. It's too many, one is too many, but, just somebody started neglecting them. They weren't, as useful as they used to be to them, so they just start, not taking care of them. It's just disheartening to think that, somebody can look at this horse day after day and then not realize that they're not doing it justice.
The team is determined to do everything possible to get Gunther back to full health. But Dr. Schumann's first priority is to treat the wound on his leg.
It's very serious right now. It depends, how deep it is. If he's got any tendon issues right now, that can be, life-threatening for sure. So we're going to try and get that under control, and then, and getting him fattened up, because obviously he's extremely, extremely thin. I mean, he's definitely a 2 or a 1 out of 9 on a body condition score. He's real emaciated, real thin. It doesn't happen overnight when they get this skinny. Right now, he's got the will to do it, so we'll see.
Barn team member Jennifer Richards has been given the task of looking after Gunther while he undergoes treatment, and the two have already begun to bond.
He's very sweet. A lot of the ones that come in here aren't as sweet and loving and caring as he is, and he hasn't been here very long, and he still really likes us. So it's nice to have one come in here that is so trusting. Gentle giant. Yeah.
Up next.
What's going on here? Is there an identified owner in this situation?
The Houston SPCA wants justice for Shelley, the dog with a severe head injury.
There was one dog that appeared to be partially scalped. You could see the muscle matter, and then there looked to be one portion where you could actually see the skull.
Ooh.
Today, investigator Debbie Michelson and Deputy Constable Christine Kendrick are heading to court. They're about to present evidence in a custody hearing for Shelley, the young dog with the severely injured head.
with fresh water being on the property, somebody had to have seen this dog every day and not did anything. So to me, there's no excuse for that.
In regards to 2 tricolored dogs, 2 brown and white dogs, 2 black puppies, 2 brown and white puppies, all parties interested, please come forward.
It's been 4 weeks since the team rescued Shelly, and so far, they haven't been able to make contact with the owner. Today, they'll focus on securing custody of all the dogs seized from the premises.
Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. When we went to the backyard, there was one dog that had it appeared to be partially scalped. You could see the muscle matter, and then there looked to be one portion where you could actually see the skull.
Ooh.
It was probably, they were fighting for food.
Oh my gosh. And you did a vet evaluation?
Yes.
What did you find?
Bite wounds on that dog, on the face, and there's bite wounds on several of the other smaller dogs. So that's where the assumption is that it was attacked by another dog. The 3 younger dogs were removed from the property, and a warrant was obtained to go back and remove the rest of the animals that afternoon.
Judge Dale Grzinski examines evidence photos of the other dogs.
They're just beautiful and very sad. You can see the ribs on most of these dogs. The younger ones are just about as cute as the law allows. I mean, they're just beautiful.
Like Michelson and Kendrick, Judge Grzinski wants justice.
What's going on here? Is there an identified owner in this situation?
It is a rental property, so we're continuing to look for the person that's living there.
Somebody had removed the first notice that was on the property, so somebody had been there.
Do we have a name?
Not at this time.
Based on the evidence presented, I am going to award all the dogs to the Houston SPCA. I'm going to award the $2,000+ that you have spent on this dog against an unknown owner. I'm glad you stepped in and took care of them.
These pictures definitely told the story that these animals were neglected and cruelly treated. Now the next step is just to try to find an owner and make them responsible.
While the team heads off in pursuit of the owner, at the Houston SPCA hospital, Dr. Kedra Carvin is checking in on Shelly's progress.
Come here, Shelly.
Thanks to the efforts of the medical team, she's making a remarkable recovery.
Yeah, when she first came in, you can actually see her skull. There was no muscle over it, nothing covering it. We didn't have an option to close the skull because there was no muscle or anything there for us to actually cover the skull with to fix it surgically. So we were kind of really worried about her. Luckily, she didn't have any fractures, and it just actually healed over time. And I mean, the scar tissue's over the skull, so now she has some protection over that bony part. So she's looking really, really good. We were really worried about her for a while.
Shelly's head is still vulnerable to infection. Dr. Carvin has been giving her antibiotic injections to help with the healing and applies some cream to her scalp to add a further layer of protection.
Hopefully to finish healing the rest of the way, and then we can try to hopefully get some hair to grow back, even though most likely she'll probably have a permanent scar there. It's just amazing what they can tolerate and how well they recover. She did really good. We're gonna trim her nails though, because we want to keep her from scratching her head.
Now that the Houston SPCA has full custody of Shelly, she can be placed up for adoption, and Dr. Carvin's confident that once she's fully recovered, she'll make somebody a great pet.
Shelly's really sweet. When she first came in, she was really scared and terrified of people, and you know, she wouldn't walk well on a leash. Now she'll kind of come up to the cage and, you know, she wants to be petted. She's really shy though, so, you know, if she gets startled, she'll kind of back away. But she's really sweet. I think she'll go good with the home with some kids because she likes to run and play, so.
Coming up, Gunther, the severely neglected thoroughbred, has a bad case of rain rot.
He's putting up with it, but it's basically us rubbing, you know, skin on bone. So I can tell that it hurts, but He'll appreciate it after it's all said and done.
Houston SPCA barn team members Monica Robertson and Jennifer Richards are nursing former racehorse Gunther back to health. As well as being underweight and suffering from an injured leg, exposure to the elements has left Gunther struggling with another painful problem.
Gunther has a bunch of rain rot all down his back, so it'll probably cause a bunch of discomfort, but once we get it off and treat it and treat the fungus, then I'm sure he'll be a lot more comfortable after this is all done.
Houston's extreme heat and high humidity provide the perfect conditions for rain rot to form.
On the other side of you, huh? You gonna let me do that?
Jennifer will use a special shampoo to treat Gunther's back.
Poor guy. It pulls off the skin and hair. Like, so when we're done, it'll just be his skin. It'll pull all the hair off. He's putting up with it, but it's basically us rubbing, skin on bone. So I can tell that it hurts, but he'll appreciate it after it's all said and done. So literally when we'll be done, after a couple of treatments, after a couple of baths or whatever, he'll probably literally have no hair there. So.
Gunther's been at the shelter for 2 weeks now and has learned to trust the team. He's allowed them to do whatever's necessary, even if it means a little discomfort.
You're a handsome boy. Oh, you're a handsome boy. This is a bad case of rain rot.
Yeah.
If you can see really close on here, this is like a perfect example of what rain rot does. There's a bunch of little bald spots, bald places of hair where you can see where the rain rot has, taken off the hair, the fungus has taken off the hair. We have treated the rain rot, and now we're about to just take some shampoo to him and just get him all cleaned up and nice and shiny. So now it's time for his regular bath. Get you all cleaned up, buddy. It's really hard to say how many baths it's gonna take to get this rain rot off of his back. But it's obviously going to take more than one, probably, I'm going to say 3 or 4. We're using our hands because obviously when we started using the brush on him or any of our curry combs, he's still really sensitive. And so obviously with how bony he is, we're using our hands to make him less uncomfortable. Look at his face, he loves it. There. Much better.
With time and gentle treatment, Gunther's other injuries are beginning to heal. When he arrived, he was suffering with a serious leg wound, and it's been getting better every day.
I think he feels a lot more better on it, and I don't think it hurts him as much as it used to, so. And this bath will really help him feel better also.
I bet it feels great in this heat. I know that if I were being hosed down standing in, 90-degree weather, it'd feel awesome. You already look better. That's it, he's all done. We're gonna take him into the barn and brush his mane and tail and let him dry. And of course, treat his wound and turn him back out. Ready to go, bud? Bring him back out and let him get some.
With continued care and attention, this gentle giant will soon be on the road to recovery. Next. Investigator Debbie Michelson and Deputy Constable Christine Kendrick try to hunt down Shelley's cruel and neglectful owner.
Which one's the reporter? Let's see if we can make contact with him.
It's gotta be,
Yeah, it's our guy.
Investigator Debbie Michelson and Deputy Constable Christine Kendrick are seeking justice for a dog named Shelley.
Heading back to the location where we removed the dogs, and hopefully that I can find somebody present at this time so we can identify who is supposed to have been taking care of these animals so that we can hopefully file criminal charges against them. That little puppy was just horrendous to me, and there's just no reason for that situation. Even if it was an accident, then the owner should have taken it to the veterinarian. It shouldn't have to stay out there and suffer like it was doing. He's here. Police! Which one's the reportee? Let's see if we can make contact with them.
It's got to be,
Well, yeah, it's our guy.
It's your friend over there.
Lovely. Hi, how are you? Do you ever see anyone next door over here?
She doesn't stay there all the time.
Right.
She just comes and goes.
Okay, yeah, I just need to talk with her, and I never can catch her here. So
About the dog?
about the dogs that we removed. So, do you know her name?
No, I'll be lying to you.
Okay, okay.
The team has no leads. Since the owner's rarely at the property, it's been very difficult to track her down. The investigation has left Kendrick frustrated, but even more determined to see justice served.
You know, she can feed and water her plants and put water out for the stray cats, but she can't take care of the own dogs, you know, that she has confined in the backyard that can't take care of themselves. So I've got a little more information from one of the neighbors, and so hopefully that'll give me one more lead, and we can eventually track someone down. I certainly want to pursue criminal charges on this one.
We'll catch them home one day and find out who they are and then press charges on them. This became cruelty when they refused to treat it, when they neglected it and left that dog sitting there in that condition, probably in horrible pain. They just didn't do anything for it, so at this point it becomes cruelty.
The case will remain open, and the police will continue their efforts to find Shelley's owner. While it may take time to find the person responsible for Shelley's cruel treatment, the team's confident that they'll be able to find her a happy new home soon. It's been 6 weeks since Shelley was rescued, and under the care of the medical team, she's made a miraculous recovery. This morning, the Houston SPCA's public relations manager, Mira Nandal, is preparing Shelley for her spotlight on TV in the hopes that someone will give her a second chance.
She's going to be our pet of the week, and, you know, she really deserves this opportunity. At 4 months old, she's been through so much, but she's so sweet and she's so loving you would never know. All right, Shelley, it is showtime.
Every now and then, they get a special pet at the SPCA, and I know she's going to go very fast.
She's going to go fast. She's going to be a great dog to anyone, but you better hurry because I'm pretty sure she's going to get scooped up.
She is absolutely great, Ron. Check out Shelley. She's going to be here for a few minutes, I'm sure. There's going to be a line of people waiting here to pick her up this weekend.
Shelley's TV debut went awesome. She is definitely going to find a home. She is the greatest puppy in the world. She's so sweet, so loving, a little cuddle bug. I can't wait till she grows up and she's going to expect someone to hold her in their arms just like this.
Just a few days later, Shelley's been adopted by Misty Fiedler and is settling in to her new home.
I guess Shelley brings a lot of hope. I can't wait to get home from work just to be with her. Shelley will have the best life possible out there. She'll be spoiled. Probably have every toy on the shelf, every treat out there. I hope she's gonna love me as much as I'm gonna love her.
At the Houston SPCA stables, the barn team is still concerned for former racehorse Gunther. His injuries are healing well, but he's struggling to gain weight. Barn team member Jennifer Richards has bonded with Gunther, and today she'll provide reassurance while he receives further treatment.
Gunther is getting his teeth floated, which is like a basic dental appointment for a human being. We've been noticing him dropping feed, and that's a telltale sign that he needed to have his teeth done.
Without regular floating, horses' teeth can become long and pointed, causing gum damage. Once the procedure's over, Gunther will be able to eat much easier.
He's already been gaining some weight, but this will help. This will help a lot, and then it'll make it more comfortable because he's not having, you know, he's not having his cheeks cut up by his own teeth.
Dr. Schumann will use a drill with a diamond burr at the end to smooth down Gunther's teeth.
This procedure, it's not painful, but it is, it's strange and uncomfortable for him at times. It spins and then files the teeth down for me so I can get way back there in his mouth Seeing Gunther probably hasn't had this done in a long, long time. God, that is a big, big hook. It's been good so far. He's been dealing with this for quite a while. The teeth in the very back are extremely long. That's the hardest ones to get. That's a sure sign that, you know, they haven't been floated that much.
He obviously isn't used to this, but he's doing pretty well considering.
One last drill, and it's all over.
That's going to make a big difference in Gunther's life. You know, floating his teeth, you know, prohibiting the gum lining and the tongue from being, you know, cut up by his own teeth will help a lot. And then also he'll be able to prehend his food a lot more efficiently, and then he'll be able to gain weight a lot better. So we should see quite a significant improvement in the next coming, you know, weeks to month or so.
To speed up Gunther's recovery, Jennifer has volunteered to foster him, and he'll be heading home with her later today.
I was here when Gunther first came in. He kind of had this look of relief when he got off the trailer, and since then we've had a very special relationship. He's very, very, very sweet, and I'm hoping now that he's got his teeth done to take him home and turn him out on some grass and, you know, make him fat and happy.
Up next.
Hi, handsome. What are you doing?
Gunther, the former racehorse, gets a new name and a loving new home.
Of course, it makes this all a little bit emotional. I mean, obviously, it's tears of joy. He came from a pretty bad situation.
When former racehorse Gunther arrived at the Houston SPCA shelter, he formed an immediate bond with Jennifer Richards from the barn team.
Yeah.
Jennifer helped nurse Gunther back to health, and when the medical team gave him the all clear, she made the decision to foster him. 2 months later, he's been adopted. And this morning, she's paying a visit to his new home to say a final farewell.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Come to see Gunther.
Great. You're going to be so amazed.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm so glad you came.
Gunther was adopted by Melina Cutt from Northwood, and he's doing really well.
Hi, handsome. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I should brought carrots. He likes carrots.
Hi, baby. What are you doing? It's just totally different horse. Totally different horse. And I'm very, very excited that he looks so good and that he looks so happy.
Under Melina's care, Gunther's gained weight, and his leg is healing nicely. Jennifer can finally get a sense of the magnificent horse he used to be.
So did you change his name?
Actually, I did, only because I did some research through the Jockey Club about him. He is a registered thoroughbred, and he's an ex-racehorse with a nice record.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. His registered name is Heart of a Hero.
Oh,
so I call him Hero.
Oh, I think it's a great name for him. Of course, it makes this all a little bit emotional. I mean, obviously, it's tears of joy. He came from a pretty bad situation. Like I always explain to everybody, that he had a look of relief when he got off the trailer. And that's why we were so attached to him when he first came. And so it's good to see him, you know, out of his bad situation and in a absolutely perfect home. So I'm really, really, really happy for him.
After bonding with this special horse, Jennifer finds it hard to say goodbye. But seeing him in his loving new home makes it a little easier to say her final farewell.
I know, buddy. You know, he was always something special, so it's no surprise to me that he had actually won races. He's special, definitely special to us.